안녕하세요, 여러분. 제 이름은 AJ예요. My name is AJ. Welcome back to Shadow Spinner Reacts, where we are going to do more Korean cooking with the Korean K-Drama Cookbook, which I just thought was the most appropriate thing in the world. This was a gift from a friend, and we are going to start at the beginning on page, what is it? Page 13 with 순두부찌개. Sundubutsike, which in English is soft tofu soup or stew or just sundubutsike. Okay, so it says that it takes 20 minutes to make. Now, this is the thing that it does require though is uh, I can't read. I can't read romanization. We're just gonna jump to the page that it's on and see what the Hangul says. It doesn't provide it in Hangul. It only has the romanization. The degi spicy meat sauce. Why is it not in Hangul? Hangul is important. Okay, but the degi spicy meat sauce, it says it takes 20 minutes to prepare the meat sauce, and then it's 20 minutes to prepare the sundubutsike. So, we have, let's go ahead and get the ingredients for this sauce. So, sesame oil, vegetable oil. Sesame oil, vegetable oil. Okay. 2 green onions, finely minced, and a half of an onion minced. Okay. In my mind, like having tons and tons of moisture in your vegetables is just a recipe for them to go bad. So it says 2 of them finely minced. So that's 1, that's 2. It says organic. That means I'm gonna like wash the ever loving daylights out of these. Okay, and then I just need a regular onion. It was not specific as to the type of onion, so my husband bought me like one of 3 different types. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's this one. It's probably this one. I'm guessing it's not. I don't picture red onions in Asian food. I picture white onions and possibly yellow onions, but I'm gonna go with the white onion for this one. If somebody knows better than me, put it in the chat. And then ground pork or beef. Yeah, guess we're going with ground beef. Okay, so this is that, and then chili powder, grated garlic, and soy sauce, and light soy sauce. What is the difference between soy sauce and light soy sauce? Soy sauce is soy sauce. Soy sauce is soy sauce, right? Soy sauce is soy sauce. Soy sauce. Bam. Chili powder. Chili flakes. Do you have chili powder? Substitution time. I don't have chili powder, so we're gonna go with chili flakes. Yell at me later, whatever. It's what we work with what we've got. And sugar. There's a lot. And garlic. The garlic is growing. I had onions that grew on my counter, and I planted them, and I guess I'll have to plant the garlic as well. See, look at that. It's growing so nicely. Clearly it wants to live. How could I possibly thwart its desire to survive? 2 cloves, 3 cloves. Can never really have too much garlic. You know how people say like too much of a good thing is a bad thing? I disagree. Too much of a good thing is just a lot of a good thing. Come on, here we go. Okay, so that's like, I don't know, that'll roughly be like a tablespoon-ish, give or take. Take or give, whatever. Oh, I could have used, oh wait, I could have used this garlic. I could plant this garlic probably. This is a different type of garlic. It's like its own thing. I could do that. Yeah, that's garlic. This, just so you know, this is garlic. It's really weird. Found it at the farmer's market. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but we have it. I have a good knife. I have a good knife now. I feel so happy. Okay, gotta just chop that off. Here. Do bum 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 bum. Oh my gosh, this works so much better than this stupid paring knife. I'm so happy right now. I have like a real knife to cook with. gosh. Ooh. I could have used my choppy chopper for this, I suppose, but I did not. I did not use my choppy chopper for it. You know, it is supposed to be minced, so maybe we will use my choppy chopper for it. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, it's so pretty. They're so pretty. I don't want to mince them anymore. Right now, they're like all so little perfect and stuff. We really are gonna cook the. Isn't that gonna make it wilt? Well, what? Look, we'll follow the recipe. I think this will be big enough. Oops, let me get that salmon piece out of there. Oh, for my salmon patties this morning. So it says sesame and vegetable oils and minced green onion in a frying pan over low heat and stir fry until fragrant. Oh, we should probably, I should go ahead and mince the onion now. Okay. Hey, choppy chopper. You are my favorite choppy chopper in the whole wide world, choppy chopper. Oh, you make my life so much easier. Cut off the top. Cut off the bottom. If I was going to do this by hand, I would have left the one side on, but I'm not going to do it by hand. I'm going to use my choppy chopper. Mainly because I just don't feel like crying today. So we're going to leave that half of an onion there. Going to peel off the extra top layer. It looks like, yeah, it looks like I only have to get rid of that tiny little bit. The rest is okay. We're going to put it in thirds. Okay, come on. And then also I'm going to peel out just this tiny little core section. I don't want that. Okay, cool, awesomeness. Push that over to the side. You can go off and be in there. Okay. Chop, chop, chop. Choppy chopper. These tiny little ingredient bowls because it just makes it so that I can sort everything and save them for when I need them. So I'm gonna go pre-prep all of my stuff. I don't know why I said pre-prep when prep already implies that you're doing it ahead of time. That was kind of redundant of me. Okay. Come on. Yep. Okay. Boom. Boom. Alrighty, come on. Do. Oh, the choppy chopper. The choppy chopper that has saved me so much time and so many tears. So where is this? Okay. Okay, trying not to like grate my fingers or anything. This is not exactly the most efficient thing I've ever done. It's all smashed to the front of the grater. Like look at that. It's all smashed to the front. This is a horrible idea. You know what? Forget this. Boom. It's minced instead of grated. I don't care. It's garlic. Victory, thy name is AJ. We'll take what we can get. The next thing that we need to get here is the 3 ounces of ground beef. Now, the thing you need to know about this is that I don't actually have a kitchen scale, and this is 16 ounces. So a little under 20%. So we're just going to eyeball this. If there's too much meat in the sauce, I'm not going to complain. Put the sesame and vegetable oils and minced green onion in a frying pan on low heat. Stir fry until fragrant. Okay, so teaspoon. Well, that popped right off there. What's the point of a cap that? Okay. It does say tablespoon, right? Okay, tablespoon. And a tablespoon of vegetable oil, which we're going to be really careful about this because it pours super fast. And the green onions. I'm just going to set this right there. Green onions over low heat. Can everybody see? Can everybody see? Okay, cool. Guys, stir fry until fragrant. I don't know what they define as fragrant. That's like that. That seems like a very vague benchmark. Like maybe if I was like a seasoned chef, and I knew if I'd been cooking for a long, long time and making lots and lots of dishes, maybe that instruction would make perfect sense to me. But I'm a newbie who's just trying to follow a recipe, so until fragrant like doesn't really mean anything to me. Like I'd much rather have time. Like stir fry for 2 minutes. That's over low heat. That's helpful. But stir fry until fragrant, less helpful. Leave that there to cook. So what's the next one? Green onion, lightly browned. There we go. Add meat. And then add minced onion. Okay. So we're actually supposed to put this together now. Okay, so we've got grated garlic, 1.5 tablespoons of chili flakes instead of powder. Yeah, come at me later, whatever. And then 1 tablespoon sugar. And then just to make sure that we don't have the oils in it that we don't need, it says 1 tablespoon soy sauce and 1 tablespoon light soy sauce. And I only have 1 type of soy sauce, so I'm just going to put in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And if somebody wants to yell at me about that later, go ahead. Yell in the comments. Tell me exactly, but when you do yell at me, just explain what light soy sauce is to me, because I didn't realize that was a thing. 2 tablespoons. Okay, cool. It's so weird. I pictured green onion as a garnish. So the idea of putting it in early, I'm like, isn't it gonna? I mean, I guess for this, it's not gonna be crunchy anyway. But it's like it feels like. Well, it's definitely also. By the way, this is definitely not minced. It is not small enough to be minced. I should have thrown it in the choppy chopper, but I didn't want to throw it in the choppy chopper. I mean, it's fragrant-ish. It has a smell. I mean, it had a smell before it started cooking, but like it definitely has a smell now. It smells good, actually. I like this smell. Add ground meat and stir fry. I lack the patience necessary to do this properly. Chop this ground meat up a little more. I'm guessing that we're going to want to keep stir frying this until like the meat is at least partially cooked, but not fully cooked, because it's going to keep cooking as I do this, and you don't want to overcook it. And then it says add minced onion and continue stir frying. This looks like a disproportionate amount of onion to meat, but I don't care. It said 1/2 an onion, and it failed to specify the size of the onion or the type of the onion, so we get what we get. I'm following the recipe. It's not my fault if the recipe is somewhat vague and I have no prior experience to use to supplement my guesses of what to do with it. This is like literally, I'll show y'all. This is like literally like, I'd say 60% onion at this point. Okay, now it says, ah, I spilled stuff all over my cookbook. Well, that's how you know the cookbook has been used, is because it's not pristine anymore. When the onion is translucent. Oh, that's a good one. I know what translucent is. Okay, when the onion is translucent, which actually is like right now, add the seasoning mix. Stir fry over medium heat for about 5 minutes. Okay, seasoning mix. Whee! Well, let's get all of that. Don't want to waste even the tiniest bit of seasoning. Ooh, yes. Okay, it is. I'm watching the clock. It said 5 minutes. It also said medium heat. So let's bump that up to medium. And let's make sure this is thoroughly mixed as we bump it up to medium. I'm going to go back and forth between stirring this and looking at the next set of ingredients. Okay, because the next thing is that's it for this, honestly. The next thing is the actual 순두부찌개. So while that's going, we're gonna keep out the soy sauce. We're gonna get salt. With the salt. We're gonna put the ingredients on this side just so that I separate them out. Put on the fan so that hopefully we don't set off the fire alarm again. Oh, this smells so good. Oh, this smells so good. Silken tofu. It says a small piece. I don't know how big a small piece is, but like I got silken tofu. And then 1¼ cup of water. My thing goes hot, so I should put it slightly actually under medium if I want to be on medium heat. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is beautiful. Ooh. It's going to be spicy too, I can tell. There we go. 1¼ cup water. The spicy meat sauce, shrimp and scallops. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, and that's been 5 minutes. So we're going to take it off the heat now. We're just going to set it over here. Oh my gosh. This is what this looks like, just in case you're wondering. Like this is what this looks like. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay. Just going to try a bite of this. Oh, I'm putting that in everything. Okay. Shrimp scallops. Don't get distracted. Shrimp and scallops. We're gonna go with. It says medium. I've got large. Instead, for fresh scallops. And by fresh, we mean frozen because I'm rich and frozen scallops is like what I can afford. Minced green onion to taste. It's not a particularly helpful measurement. You know what? Just do a little bit. We'll do a little bit. I'm not sure how much soup this is gonna make, so like knowing how much to prep is questionable at best. That should be enough because the sauce is gonna have. Well, no, let's do all of the green part of this. Why not? There we go. That's good enough. That's to my taste. I don't actually know because I've never actually made this before, so we'll see. Oh, Ian, did you find any salted shrimp? I don't think we got the salted shrimp. I don't think we got the salted shrimp. I asked him if he got salted shrimp, and his response was, "Can't you just salt the shrimp?" And now I feel like I know at least a little bit because at least I know that that's not what salted shrimp is. But we're just gonna have to do without for this recipe, and that is what it is. We're gonna move all these. We need 4 medium shrimps. Only 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fresh scallops. No! Wild caught scallops. These are not pre-cooked. So we will have to make sure we are careful to make sure they are fully cooked. And then 1 egg. Boom. Okay. Here's the silken tofu. So I guess I'm gonna open it. I'm guessing that this is not a small piece because I'm looking at the amount of water we have. Okay, okay, you know what? It doesn't want to open. Oh my gosh! It's not opening. Okay, I don't want to stab it, but we're gonna stab it anyway. Oh, this is like full of water. Okay. Opening this was a pain in the neck. I'm gonna break it in half. Also, like, this is not a small piece. So we're gonna cut this in half. It's all broken. Well, it's not gonna be the prettiest tofu in the world. I'd prefer. All restaurants manage to make it so pretty. This is like crumbled like feta cheese. Well, actually, you know what? In soup, it's okay. It's not like it's being presented as a standalone dish. Okay, there we go. To draw out the moisture. Okay. Now it says, sprinkle soy sauce and salt on the silken tofu to draw out the moisture. Okay. So 1 teaspoon soy sauce and 1 teaspoon salt. Okay, always do the dry ingredients first. So salt. Let's do sprinkling the salt on the tofu. Tofu, I can speak today. To draw out the moisture, it says. Okay. Tofu exudes moisture when it's put into soup, so it's important to draw out the moisture beforehand. Okay, I guess hopefully that's drawing out the moisture. Sure, why not? Okay. Put the water and the diggy spicy meat in a pan and heat. And heat over what exactly? Just in heat. Oh, put it to a boil. Okay, boil is better. Okay. And it's 3 tablespoons of the Deggy spicy meat. Okay. 3 tablespoons. You know what? I just realized what I can do. Because this serves 1. I got 2 people to feed today. So I'm gonna double this up. Boom. I'm gonna double the water really quickly. Where's my measuring cup? So I'm gonna need more scallops and more shrimp. More shrimp. Now here's the thing. I don't actually think I need more tofu because I think this is way more tofu than you need for that amount. So I'm actually going to leave the tofu the same, but I also am going to make sure we put in the correct amount of soy sauce. Now this is another one that it says light soy sauce. Don't know what light soy sauce is. And it's too late to get it for today anyway. But if I'm going to cook a ton more Korean food, which I plan to, then maybe I should just go out and like figure that out because clearly it's going to be a thing. I'm just going to guesstimate it by looking at my hand because I've already used too much of that. Here we go. We're drawing it out. Now, what it doesn't say is whether or not I'm actually supposed to. It says put the. It says when the pan comes to a boil, add the tofu from step one, then the shrimp and the scallop. It's not in a boil yet, though, so got to be patient. I'm not good at being patient, but I've got to be patient. Do, do, do. Here, why not? That way they can stay nice and pretty. It also just gives me something to do while I'm waiting. Okay, it's boiling, so it says add in the tofu. It does not say anything about adding in all the soy sauce and whatnot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just a little. It's still in like large chunks and everything. Okay, it's not like massively broken into tiny bits. And then the scallops and the shrimp. Now the shrimp still have the tails on them, so I'm just gonna need to remind Ian when he grabs it that he's gonna want to take the tails off. Okay, then we just need to wait for that to come back to a boil, which is gonna take a little bit. Okay, so when it comes back to a boil, add the minced green onion and break up the egg. Bring back to a boiling serve. Okay, cool. So all that's left is this and this. I'm gonna do cleanup while I'm waiting. All right, it is in fact boiling again. So let's go ahead and it says add in the minced green onions and the eggs. Minced green onion and eggs. This is bring back to a boil, but honestly, it hasn't stopped boiling. It's just a mess, and I don't want to put my nice food on top of a mess. There we go. Nice and clean. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna start by divvying up the ingredients because I want to make it even for me and Ian. Or if you're wondering why I'm doing it like this, it's because I honestly, the scallops were frozen and I want them to cook a little longer because I don't want to risk serving underserved scallops. But the shrimp were pre-cooked. You know what? This is going to be mine. I'll put more tofu in mine and I'll put more shrimpies in Ian's. But there is an egg. One egg in here. How long to cook frozen scallops? Oh, only should do it for 2 to 3 minutes. Well, I'm definitely past that point, so. So, this is the kind of the coloring of the broth. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hey, Ian. I need you to taste this and tell me yay or nay.
Is that supposed to be the broth? Oh, never mind. I thought it was like supposed to go on top of it, but I see now this is just the extra.
Did I spill on you? Did I burn you?
Nope.
Thoughts? Actually okay, or you're just trying to make me look
Thumbs up from me and thumbs up if I can manipulate them from the baby.
Cool. Awesome. We'll put it in our instant noodle bowls. And we'll. Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. We've got our. Now, this one is yours, and it's very important that this one's yours because it has more shrimp and less tofu.
Okay, copy that. Alright.
Oh, I could eat this every day. However, Ronan apparently wants to be fed too, so that's going to be it. But here's my very first attempt at sundubuchi개. I think it'll go faster next time now that I know what I'm doing, but This is really good. And even though I had some grief with like some of the vagueness in the recipe, that's a solid recipe. All right, that's gonna be it for today. I'll be back next time. Bye bye. Annyeong.